family, welcome back to another video. Apologize again, it's been a little while since doing the last video here. I already filled you guys in on what's going on, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this video. So today we have a little bit of a special treat for you, which is going to also hopefully set up some other videos in the future here for us. I'm still working on a new editing program, so I'm not really sure if this video is going to be edited or how it's going to be edited, how it's going to come out, so I apologize if it's a bit rough. I'm going to do my best here to try to not have to edit too much out of the video, so that way there won't be much editing that has to be done, and I can hopefully get this out for you. Now, today, if you didn't tell by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about the Disney Plus streaming service that's going to be launching here soon. Now, this is just going to be a quick overview of the Disney Plus streaming service. We will make a longer full review of it when it actually launches here in the US. I'm just using a quote-unquote beta version, so it doesn't have all the features, all the bells and whistles, all the shows and stuff that are going to be in it. So today's just going to be a quick overview. Now, I will let you know when we get to the point of the video, but we will also be talking about some other streaming services and kind of getting into the nitty-gritty of that, of what's going to be coming forward. So if you're only watching this video just to see the Disney Plus platform, then I will let you know when I'm done showing the Disney Plus platform, and you can choose if you want to continue or not. But let's go ahead and jump in to Disney Plus, guys. I hope you're as excited as I am. Here you can see that I have the Disney Plus application downloaded here. So we're going to go ahead and click on that and see what happens. Now, I have already went into this before, so I've already created the account and got everything all set up here. So just don't mind the actual content that's in here, because not all of it's going to be what's in the US version. There are still some contracts out on some of the Marvel movies and things of that nature that unfortunately won't be coming to the US when it first launches. So there might be things you see in here that we don't have in the US, as well as, of course, not everything's in here when it does launch. So don't really go too much based on the content. Just kind of look at how the actual application performs. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to show you, you got your profiles. So you can actually create little avatars for your different profiles, and they have quite a big list of avatars here. So you can go based on the featured ones here. I won't take too much time going over this, but they have quite a few that you can choose from. You got Disney, and I believe they've actually added some from when I last looked. You got some Marvel, you got some Star Wars, you got Pixar, you got your National Geographic, some kids avatars. Now you can actually set up a kids profile as well, so you can limit it to actually only show what you want your kids to be able to watch, so when they log into that profile it only shows that stuff, which, I mean, Disney doesn't have too many things that really aren't kid friendly, but there are a few things that you may not want your younger children watching, so they do allow that kid profile. You got your Disney villains and your Disney Channel characters. So as you can see, there's quite a few avatars that you can actually choose from. Alright, so we're going to go back to that home screen here. So on the home screen, it's actually going to show you, some of the content here. So like I said, don't really rely too much on the content, but you can see that it does show you some of the things that are probably featured up there. Then the next row down, you're actually going to have some links that you can click on. So you have Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic. So if we wanted to find something that was just Disney, we'd click Disney. And then under Disney here, you got your featured, your live action movies, your animated movies, your Disney Channel series, Disney Junior, Disney Channel original movies, Princess and Fairy, Mickey Through the Years, It's a Pirate Life for Me. So you can really see how they break it down here. I like the 90s throwbacks. And then of course you can scroll through those 90s throwbacks there. So let's just say Johnny Tsunami. So we click on Johnny Tsunami. You can play it, you can download it, you can add it as a favorite, I believe. It gives you a little bit of breakdown information there, what year it came out, how long it is, the genres, some things that are related to it, some extras, so you got a Johnny Tsunami extra clip in there, and then of course details gives you more information on it. We're going to go ahead and click back, and that puts us right back here again. We're going to click back one more time. That puts us right back to the main page. So it'll show you like one more thing. Let's just say Marvel. If we went to Marvel, same concept as when we clicked on Disney, but it's going to be all the Marvel related stuff. So you're going to see all your different Marvel things, and you got your categories that are going to break it down. Not as many categories right now, but I do believe they'll be adding a lot more going forward. And then we're going to go back again. So you got those categories up top. You also have recommended for you. So under that recommended, it's going to see based on what you like to watch, and it's going to recommend stuff for you. So you can of course scroll through the recommended stuff here. You got hit movies, out of the vault, Disney Channel series and movies, trending, exploring our world, Marvel through the years, reimagined classics, inspired by true stories, for kids, musicals. Well, you just got so many different categories. They even have a 4K and HD, HDR categories, so that's kind of cool. Then you could also go to search. And I like when you go to search, you can go to movies or TV series. So for right now, we're going to click on movies. Just wait for it to load here. There we go. Now you can break it down. It's currently going by featured. You can do A to Z, you can do action, adventure, animation, go by genre. I'm going to go A to Z. So now under all movies A to Z, you can scroll through and see what they have. Like I said, again, not to beat a dead horse here, but don't go based on the content that's in here, because I'm not really sure what it's going to be for the US. And I'm sure that I think there's things that they've released on what's going to be in the US, but I didn't really check all those. But there's all the different movies, and we could scroll all day. There's so many of them. We're going to go ahead and click back. We can go to series. Then you could do the same thing. Click where it says featured. We'll do series A to Z. And same concept, you can scroll through all the different series that they have. We're going to again go back, and instead of going to movies or series, you can actually scroll through the different categories. So you have Disney Through the Decades collection, Disney Channel original movies, Disney Nature, Princesses collection, Mickey Mouse and Friends, Disney Channel collection, Disney Fairies, and Disney Muppets. So let's just say I'm into Disney Channel original movies collection. So now when we click on that, it brings us to featured 1990s, 2000s, 2010s. So I'm going to go to the 90s. So we're going to click into the 90s movies. Oops, my bad. So you can't click into the 90s movies. It's just going to scroll across. So you can look at the 1990s movies, and you can scroll across here and say Genius. And then again, just like when we clicked into it before, we can add it to our list there if we want to. We can download it, you can play it, and then if we hit the home button, it's going to bring us right back to that home screen. If you wanted to see the downloads, you could click downloads. We haven't downloaded anything here, but it would appear there if you did. When you click back on your profile, that's going to be your watch list. So that's what we were adding before, was to our watch list. So there you have Genius and Johnny Tsunami that we added to our watch list. That's the only thing that I think is weird, that you have to go to your profile to get to the watch list. I think if they had home, search, downloads, and watch list, maybe that'd be a little bit more user-friendly right there. Or even if it was, you click a button that then pulls up like downloads and watch list, and you can choose between the two. I think that might be more user-friendly, but it's not horrible. The user interface is pretty good, And just knowing some of the content that I've heard they're going to be coming out with, I think it's going to be a great platform. So, I mean, I definitely think it's cool. Now, if you do want to watch something, you do have the option of streaming it. I'm sorry, you do have the option of casting it. So let's say The Nightmare Before Christmas, if we wanted to watch it, you would hit play. And it's going to play. It's not actually giving me the option to cast currently, but I know before it might not be giving me the option to cast because I'm recording the video right now, but normally there's an option up in the top right where you can cast the video. Is it telling me? I think it might be telling me. Yeah, so because the video recorder is technically casting, that's why it's not letting me cast. But normally you'd be able to cast it to a device. So if you have like a Roku TV or some other form of device that you want to cast to, then you'd be able to go ahead and cast to that. Now, I do apologize that the video has been in the landscape mode, but unfortunately, as you saw when I played the movie, that it actually turns it for you. But when I'm in the app here, it doesn't allow me to turn the screen. I do hope that's something that they can implement going forward, so that way it's just easier to navigate that way if you wanted to. And I wasn't able to get it to work on another platform like an iPad or an Android tablet that is already going to be orientated in the landscape mode to see if it would work on a bigger screen. So again, I apologize that it may not look that great when we're actually going through this, but that's going to be the quick breakdown there of how that's going to function. I'm actually going to switch the video into landscape now for the rest of this video. Alright guys, so that's a little bit better. I apologize about the beginning portion of the video having to be split like that, but it was the best way I could go ahead and do it. Hopefully when we do a full review when the app comes to the US, hopefully we can get it on a device that is going to be capable of doing it in the landscape mode. Unless maybe they just don't build their app that way, but we'll find out. Alright guys, I appreciate everyone who's made it this far in the video. If you came to see the actual application or the platform for Disney Plus, that's all I'm going to be showing. So if that's all you came for, I'm going to let you know that that's going to be the end of that. The rest of the video we're going to be talking a little bit more about the application or the platform, as well as some of the other platforms that are out there, and we're just going to kind of get into some of that. So I appreciate you if you're taking off now. If you stay through the whole video, I appreciate you even more. Alright guys, so now that we got that out of the way, so I apologize, I'm going to keep looking at my notes here, but the Disney Plus platform, it's going to be coming in at $6 a month. Now there will be an option if you're a Verizon customer on an unlimited plan that they are offering that free for the first year. So I just left Verizon, so unfortunately I won't be getting it free for the first year, but I mean, you know, just breaking it down, $6 a month isn't horrible, and all the content they're talking about having, I think it's going to be an amazing platform. And if you want to put it in the sense of, you know, having only a couple platforms to have, I think Disney Plus is going to be one of them. Also, with that being said, they have announced that there will be some bundling, so you'll be able to bundle your Disney Plus, your Hulu, your ESPN, and all that together. It doesn't really, unfortunately, help me because at the moment that combo package there is not going to offer the commercial-free option of Hulu, which is really, for me, a must. So Hulu's where I get a lot of my shows from, and I don't like the ads. So until they offer an ad-free version, which I don't know how they're going to do it going forward, but realistically speaking, I don't really use the ESPN. I don't think I will use ESPN that much, but if they offered a bundle option, I mean, it's only $6 a month, so I don't know that they can really make it bundled and be like less than that, especially if I'm not valuing the ESPN portion of it. But time will tell. So we also have coming out soon is the Apple TV Plus platform. Now that's being priced at $5 a month, but if you purchase an Apple product from now till whenever the promotion ends, I can't remember when that promotion ends, hopefully it didn't end already, you'll actually get that service free for a year. So that's pretty cool. They're doing all these services free for a year right now, I think because they know that there's a lot of competition coming out around the same time frame. Now, Apple TV Plus has a lot of great shows. It looks like it's going to be coming to it, as well as some movies and things like that. They have a lot of great people on board that can really also make it a heavy hitter in the streaming platform wars here. Now, we also have HBO Max that's coming out. So HBO kind of rebranded a few things, moved a few things around, and they have HBO Max. It's going to come in at $15 a month is what they're saying right now. But it was just announced, I think it was today or yesterday, that if you have HBO already or you're an AT&T subscriber, then they're going to be throwing that in for free. Now, I don't know if it's free for X amount of time. It didn't really specify. The article I read just said free. So I don't know how long that's going to be for, but that's good news to hear because I have AT&T internet as well as I currently have DirecTV just as a promotional thing, and hopefully, because I have HBO also. Hopefully, I'll be getting that for free. Now, currently, my HBO doesn't cost me anything because I do get it included with my AT&T subscription, so it's not going to change anything for me, but we'll see. So HBO Max seems to, from what my sources are telling me, seems to have a lot of great content coming to it as well. HBO themselves already has a lot of great shows on there, so we'll see what HBO Max is going to be bringing us in the near future here. Now, there's also the NBC Universal platform that's going to be coming out. There's really not a whole lot of talk about that. So I don't know exactly what they're doing. They're definitely keeping it under wraps very well. There's no price to come out for it or anything like that. HBO Max obviously is priced at the $15. Everything else is priced around $5, $6, $7, $8 a month. So, NBC/Universal would be, they'd have to price themselves between the $4 to $14 to kind of compete with everybody. I hope they wouldn't go towards that $15 that HBO is going towards, and I'd hope they'd stick somewhere close to the Disney and the Apple Plus. If they keep it around that $5 price point, then we'll see what happens with that. So we got a lot of things to look forward to with Disney Plus, Apple TV Plus, HBO Max, and whatever the NBC Universal app is going to be called. So I'm very excited to see what happens with those. I will subscribe to most of them, even if it's just for a temporary time period, just to kind of see what's there. But there's a lot of shows that are being leaked or that they're pushing, that they're advertising for to get you on their platform. I'm seeing a lot more commercials, I think, for the Apple TV shows. When I watch stuff on YouTube and things like that, I'm seeing a lot more Apple TV commercials than I am anything for Disney. I'm seeing more of the advertising on like Facebook and social media for all the Disney stuff. I'm actually surprised that I'm seeing commercials or ads on YouTube for Apple TV, because with YouTube TV, I know it's not the same exact thing, but I'm surprised that they're cross-platform trading ads like that. But I'm sure someone's getting paid. Alright, so kind of moving on here. So, in no particular order, some of the other platforms that we already have that exist, we got Netflix, of course. Now, Netflix starts at about $9 a month, but most people pay around $16, but it is also included in certain T-Mobile plans. So, I currently I'm joined with T-Mobile, and the plan that I'm on, it does include it. So, I think I pay $3 extra a month to be able to have the 4K content and extra screens to be able to watch it on. So I pay about $3 extra, but it is included in that if you're a T-Mobile customer. Then you have Hulu, which starts at about $6 a month, but most people aren't on that $6 plan. It's very limited and has ads, but it can go upwards of about $60 a month. There might be a little bit more depending on all the extra features that you choose. I didn't want to get too much into it, but you can choose, you know, the DVR and have extra cloud storage, and then you can choose if you want the ads or no ads, and when you add it all up, it could be $60, $65, $70, something like that. But I believe to have a lower DVR storage and no ads comes in around $50 a month. Now, it does include that $6 a month limited one if you're a Sprint subscriber. Generally speaking, I would not tell you to go with Sprint. Every time I've had Sprint, it has not been good. So I don't think it's worth that $6 a month, especially when it includes the ads. But moving on. So we have Amazon Prime Video. Most people that I know are Amazon Prime subscribers, and I really hope you're taking advantage of those Prime videos, because there are a lot of good Prime originals that are coming out. Not to mention there's a lot of shows that's on Prime that a lot of people don't know about, and of course you have the option to purchase some shows if you want to. Roundabout, depending on how you pay for your Amazon Prime subscription, it comes out to around $9 a month if you pay annually. Otherwise, I believe it's $11 or $12 if you pay monthly. So you're better off paying annually to save that little bit of money. But there are a lot of great shows on there. Next down the list, we have DC Universe. That's going to come in around $8 a month. DC's putting out a lot of great shows. I think they're trying to compete because the last year or two, Marvel's been putting out a lot of shows. Unfortunately, some of those great shows were on Netflix. They got canceled with the. They say it wasn't because of the whole merger with Disney, but I mean, it just kind of seems like it happened all around the same time. So a lot of great shows went the bad way when that happened. They say that they could possibly bring them back on the Disney platform, but I think there's like 3-year contracts, so who's to say what's going to happen with that. I hope that they bring them back, but DC is now competing and having a lot of great shows coming out. DC's shows are still spread around, so there are some platforms that you can get them on that they actually won't be on the DC Universe platform, depending on where they're at. But there's a lot of great shows on the platform, and like I said, it comes in around $8 a month. There's a lot of other great stuff you get with that as well. I only watch it for the shows and movies. But moving on, we have Epics. There's not a whole lot of people that are joined with Epics, but it's $6 a month as an Amazon channel. You might be able to find it with some of your other platforms as well, but I have it as one of my Amazon channels for $6 a month, and there's a lot of good shows that are coming to that now. It used to not be as big of a channel or as big of a deal, but there's a lot of things coming to it now, some of which are DC related shows, so you can catch some of them on Epic, some of them on DC Universe. And then we have CBS All Access. That's going to come in at $6 a month for ads, or the ad free is $10 a month. And of course there's a lot of great shows that CBS puts out, so if you want to be able to get those, most of them are going to go to that CBS All Access program or platform. You can find some of them on Hulu, or of course after they've aired, some of them might be on Netflix, but if you want the current seasons, you're going to have to subscribe to that CBS All Access. Now, of course, that's not all of them. That's just some of the more popular ones. There's of course some other ones out there, and you can of course go and find like NBC shows on NBC. They have their application, in Fox, and all the different networks mainly have their applications. So even like FX and all of them, the CW, you can find them on all their applications and download their applications and play them that way if you wanted to. Now, that's also not to mention though that there's Cinemax and Showtime and Stars, and there might be a few other of those premium channels that I didn't mention, but those are going to be the bigger ones. You can of course subscribe to those separately and download their apps. A lot of them you can subscribe to in some of the other platforms. So like if you have Amazon Prime, you can add the channels to Amazon Prime. Some of you may subscribe to other streaming services, so such as PlayStation Vue, YouTube TV, DirecTV Now, which is now being called AT&T TV Now. There are others out there, some of which will, like I said, allow you to add the premium channels that mentioned above, like Cinemax, Showtime, Stars, and so forth. You usually can add them as extra packages to those services. My favorite top two is going to be PlayStation Vue and YouTube TV. I will make reviews on them, more in-depth reviews, but I think those are the top two contenders, just depending on what your needs are. Both of them offer a lot of sports, so your sports fans that are out there, they have a lot of sports on them. I do think that PlayStation Vue, last time I checked, had some more sport options, but I know YouTube TV just added some more, so you may have to check it out and see if they offer what you need. But you can also subscribe to extra sports on most of them, so like your extra ESPN channels and stuff like that. But if you end up getting that promo, or that bundle I should say, with Disney and it includes ESPN, you may not need to. So we're just going to have to see going forward how that's going to play out. But if you're a big YouTube person, you're going to have your YouTube originals with that YouTube TV platform, whereas you'd have to pay extra for that if you didn't have that. So there's the pros and cons and ups and downs to each one of them. PlayStation Vue is geared a little bit more towards if you're a gamer and you have PlayStation, and if you do have a PS4, then I think you get some extra stuff that you can do when you're streaming it to the PlayStation 4. But like I said, they each have their pros and cons. If you guys really want to see a really in-depth breakdown of PlayStation Vue, YouTube TV, or any of the other services that are out there, I will do those. Just let me know what you guys want to see and I'll get one out for you. Now, to kind of sum this up here for you, so even some of the best cord cutters that are out there, to have all these different services that we're talking about, to basically get the best bang for your buck and to try to be able to get as many shows as possible, I mean, you might be able to, get some of these bundle deals or get into some of these, free services depending on your service provider and things like that. But realistically, to have most of these, you're looking at around $190 a month. That is crazy. I mean, you're basically getting back to the high cable prices again to be able to have all these. Now, like I said, if you bundle things correctly, and if you have a certain cell phone provider that includes one of the services you're gonna get, and this, that, and the third, yeah, 190 may not be where you get to, and I'm really just kind of throwing a number in there depending on if you have either PlayStation Vue or YouTube TV or AT&T TV Now to basically get all your basic channels, and then some of your extras like CW, USA, TNT, things like that. Those are going to run you, roughly speaking, $50-$60 a month depending on what plan you choose. So, I mean, 190 is not far off, just depending on what options that you choose, but that's just a little steep, I think. So, moral of the story is that it's great to have all these options that we have now, but with every service that has at least 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 shows, if not more, a lot of them have a lot more, that pique your interest, then it just makes you want to have that service or that platform, and it's going to hurt your wallet after a while. We're getting very close to having a high cable bill again, so I mean, but after all that is said and done, I am very excited to see where all these services take us. In the coming months, in the coming year or years, we've got a lot of services coming out, some of which, may not even be talked about yet, but just the ones we've talked about today, they're all coming out very soon. They all have high expectations. They have a lot of great shows and a lot of great people behind them that are, going to be pushing out some great content. So I'm very excited and very curious to see what's going to happen. Now, some of these services may get eaten up by the other services. Some of them may disappear. Some of them may get bought out by other ones. Of course, there's other things behind the scenes when companies buy up other companies that have a stake in that, in said service. That could kill it too. So, who knows what's going to happen going forward, but only thing I can hope for is that if they can somehow in the next year or so, when all these services are out, if they can find a way to, like they're doing now, bundle some of the services in with your cell phone provider, bundle some of them in as package deals, find ways to bring the cost down slightly, where you can still have, we'll call it have it all. I know you'd never have it all unless you want to be $300 a month, but if you can nearly have it all, have just about everything that you want, and have the ability to have no ads and things like that, DVR, whatever whatever it may include, whatever your all package would be. If they can get it somewhere near $100 a month, I'd be comfortable with that. I mean, maybe 150, depending on if we're talking to have no ads and to have DVR. Maybe that's worth a little bit more. But I say the sweet spot is about $120 a month. Because I know that there's a lot of different things out there, but there's a lot of networks and stuff that are now jumping on and doing their own thing. So I think that we're gonna see a lot more coming out soon. There's gonna be other networks that haven't made their own platform yet that are gonna make their own. I just hope they can keep them all, $3, $5, $6 a month, and it gives you that option to be able to have them and not be wondering which one you're gonna cut next month to be able to afford the new one. That's the scary part. Well, not scary, but as far as not knowing which ones you're going to be able to afford. All in all, they're just TV shows, they're just movies, but it's what keeps us happy, keeps us going, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. Like I said, I'm going to be testing all these different services. I'm hoping that sometime soon I can fix all my issues I'm having with recording and editing videos. I can get a better rig and things like that, and get these videos pumped out a lot faster and have a lot better videos put out for you guys. So I appreciate everyone that's stuck around with me so far, and I hope that you continue to stick around with me, because although I keep saying it, we are getting closer and closer to being able to put more money into this YouTube project, and once we can put more money into it, it's going to get better and continue to get better, and I'm going to continue putting effort into it. So again, I thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. We are still doing the 100 subscriber giveaway, so I'm still waiting to get there. I think we lost a few subscribers, to be honest. I haven't checked today, but as soon as we get there, we will do that giveaway. So please make sure you guys are sticking with me. Make sure you're subscribing. Alright guys, and out of everything that we named today, what I would ask you is down below in the comments, this may be a hard thing because I don't know that I could do this, but what's your top 3 picks? Now, it doesn't have to be in order of, 1, 2, and 3, but just give us 3 that you have to have. 3 of these services that you can't live without. Or if there's any services that I didn't mention, feel free to leave those as one of your choices as well. Make sure you're sharing the video and telling all your friends. Please make sure to give a big thumbs up on this video if you liked it. Please make sure to comment anything down below if you want to see more, or you want to see me do a certain review on a certain platform, product, service, whatever it might be. Please reach out to me, please let me know, and we'll go ahead and get that done for you. But that's going to go ahead and do it for you guys today. I appreciate everyone that stuck around to the end, and until next time guys, stay nerdy.